Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm an online reseller. I go to thrift stores, I find items for cheap, and I flip them on sites like eBay and Poshmark to make a profit. Usually every week I come on and share what's sold, share my sales numbers with you, how much sold on each platform, and then I pick a couple of those sales and go over them in detail and talk about why I picked up the items that I did. Been a little behind lately. Again, as mentioned in the previous What Sold video, I am catching up from recovering from being sick, but I think this video should catch me up for the week, and I'm excited to share some of the sales with you. Ever since Q4 started, our sales have absolutely exploded. This past Monday, actually, we had over 70 items to ship between 3 different platforms, eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And so you'll see some of those sales today. I'm really excited about the growth in my business, and listing is really paying off. So without further ado, let's dive into last week's sales. All right, so everything that you see here on this report happened between September 26th through October 2nd. That is a Sunday through a Saturday. Had a really great week. We almost broke 3,000 again. I'm like sitting at the 2,900 mark for a lot of weeks, but I'm sure we'll break over 3,000 again soon. So I'm looking forward to that. In total, we sold 89 items. We sold 66 items on eBay and 23 on Poshmark. We actually did have some Mercari sales, but I did not include that in this report today. Gross sales we made on those two platforms, $2,944.88, making our average sale price $33.09. My estimated cost of goods was $356, and then estimated net based on the cost of goods and all of the fees and the shipping. We estimate netting $1,900.47. On eBay, we sold 66 items. On Poshmark, we sold just 23. Gross sales on eBay were almost $2,300, and then on Poshmark, they were just over $660. So I'm really happy with all of those sales, and as Q4 continues rolling out and we keep listing, I look for this to go over 3,000. And hopefully that'll be the new average. So let's dive into some of these sales. I sold a bundle of 8 items to one person on eBay last week. This was one of those 8 items. And I wanted to show this one because Loft is not typically a brand I recommend you pick up. However, I've mentioned it before, during fall and winter time, any kind of novelty print sweaters in the mall brands like Loft and Gap and Talbots tend to do pretty well, and you can usually get about 25 bucks for them. So this is just a Loft husky sweater bundle discount that they got. This ended up being an offer of $20.90 divided out. So still a really great return on investment. And if you come across these, I highly recommend that you look them up. Next up is a women's J. Crew schoolboy blazer. I love picking up these blazers. Blazers are something that I normally skip on, but whenever I see that it's the J. Crew, specifically schoolboy blazer, these ones have a really good following, and I love picking them up. And you'll know that it's schoolboy because it will say it right here. So this is a J. Crew houndstooth schoolboy blazer. I think the print really helped us sell this as well. But in general, if you come across the schoolboy blazers, definitely do a comp on it because, again, they have a really good sell-through rates. This one I had listed for $49.91, and it sold on an offer for $44.92. This was something I picked up for what I like to call factor stacking, which is that it is a substantial piece. It's a dress. It had a nice print, so this like chain silk scarf print, and it was silk. So regardless of brand, all of these things combined really, in my opinion, add value to an item. And so because all of those factors were on this one garment, I decided to pick it up. Silk slip dresses are doing really well right now, especially when they have a really nice print like this. I had this listed pretty high. I feel like I had it listed for $40 or $45, and we accepted an offer of $35. You guys know this is one of my favorite brands to sell. It is Ralph Lauren, and really any of their lines when it comes to substantial pieces and certain factors. I really love picking up, and I pick them up on a weekly basis. This was a leather handbag, just a nice, pretty plain, tan colored crossbody. And for all of those reasons, it being Lauren Ralph Lauren and leather, I decided to pick it up. This one I had listed for $39.95, and it did sell for full asking price. These next two are both American Eagle, and I wanted to show them because a lot of people pass on picking up American Eagle jeans. However, some of the things that I look for and some of the exceptions I'll make to pick up American Eagle jeans is if they are a really popular style, or they are heavily distressed, or they are a larger size. So in this case, this was a plus size 22, and it had a little bit of distressing. These were the high-rise artist flare, and all that information was on the inside of the jeans. So I mainly picked this up because it was plus size and it was a modern style. These we had listed for $29.97, and they sold on an offer for $26.97. And then kind of along the same lines as these are also a larger size in a size 18. These are called the skinny kick boot jeans. And we had them listed for $27.96. They sold on an offer for $26.16. If you're passing on American Eagle jeans and you come across them often, I would look for those factors, being a larger size or something that's heavily distressed, because I find that those things help an item to sell very well and can usually bump the price up based on those factors to something you'd probably be comfortable with versus selling something for $15 to $20. Next up is a Talbot's women's cashmere sweater. I don't normally pick up Talbot's. However, during this time of the year, I love looking for 100% cashmere pieces. And Talbot's can be a good brand when it's paired with really nice materials. This was a really pretty red-orange color, perfect for fall. We paid full price at a thrift store, $4.39 for this. Had it listed for $29.96, and it sold very quickly on an offer for $26.96. I would just caution you with cashmere to definitely check for holes. Next up is this Willow and Clay women's maxi dress, and this is definitely not a brand that I pick up very often, but I decided to pick it up because it was a maxi all over lace dress, super bohemian, super pretty, and for all of those reasons I decided to get it. With it being a more substantial piece like a maxi dress, I figured I would be able to get a good return on investment. This one we had listed at $34.97. And it sold on an offer for $31.47. I pick up maxi dresses that are all over lacy and bohemian like this all day long, regardless of brand. Had a lot of hiking type pants sell, and I've lined them up here just to quickly show you. This is a style that I look for in both men's and women's and multiple different brands. This one was a Columbia convertible men's hiking pant. We had it listed for $24.98, and it sold for full asking price. Next is a pair of women's hiking pants, and these were by the brand Cabela's. Had these listed for $19.98, and they sold on an offer for $17.98. Another pair of women's hiking pants. These are the Eddie Bauer Travex line. And we had these listed for $24.98. They sold for full asking price. We did include free shipping on these, but I do believe that they went first class, so they didn't cost that much to ship. And last hiking pant are these Prana men's hiking pants. I absolutely love selling Prana, especially in men's. They do extremely well and sell really quickly. So if you're not familiar with this brand, I would keep an eye out for it. These were the slim fit straight leg pants. We had them listed for $34.99. They sold on an offer for $31.49. Here's another Ralph Lauren piece. This is a black label slim fit cashmere cable knit sweater, and it was pink. So all of those factors I thought really helped to up the value of this item. And in Ralph Lauren, I find that cashmere pieces do extremely well. Plus the cable knit really helped to add some value. Had this listed for $54.99, and it did sell at full asking price. And that was with a small stain. This is a sale I wanted to bring up in case you're unfamiliar with it. In the men's department, the brand is called Untuck It. They make shirts that you don't have to tuck in. So a lot of people really like them. They don't always sell for a ton, but they do sell quickly, and so I do love picking up Untuck It men's stuff. This is just a black Pima cotton blend short sleeve polo shirt in a size 2XL. Had it listed for $29.99. It sold on an offer to watchers for $26.99. Here's something we've been on the lookout for recently, and that is Squishmallows or Squishmallows. And right now in particular, if you can get your hands on them, the Halloween ones do extremely well. These are like the mini 5-inch plush, and we were able to retail arbitrage pick them up and get the whole set of the Hocus Pocus 3 Witch Sisters, which have a really good sell-through rate. We also picked up some Nightmare Before Christmas ones, so that's also something that I would keep an eye out for. These ones we had listed for $34.89, and they sold for full asking price. Next up is Abercrombie & Fitch. These are just a pair of men's jogger pants, and I find in a lot of brands that jogger sweatpants do really well regardless of brand. So typically if I see this style, I'm looking it up and doing a comp. I have noticed that Abercrombie & Fitch has become popular again, and so the men's jogger pants in this brand you can usually get about $25 for, which is what we listed these for and we got. Next up is a pair of Sims, which is a fishing brand that does extremely well, has a really great sell-through rate and a great following. These were just a pair of pants. If you come across this brand in pretty much anything, we've sold a hat before. It all sells extremely quickly as long as it's in decent condition. This we had listed for $34.99. It sold very quickly for full asking price. Next up is another men's brand that I've recently come across and I absolutely love selling. It's Johnny O. This is just a green zip pullover. It did have a Scioto embroidery on it. It's on the chest here. I'm not sure if you can tell. And typically with this brand, as well as a lot of other menswear brands, sometimes there is a company logo on it. I don't always let that deter me, especially if it is a well-known embroidery. In this case, it was Scioto, so we went ahead and picked it up. We had it listed for $29.99. It sold on an offer for $26.99. From what I can tell, this brand has an extremely great sell-through rate, so I will continue looking for it. This is the brand Joseph Ribkoff. I do like picking up this brand, especially in sweaters, but also some of their tops do well also. Really high retail value and typically holds resale value pretty well also. This was pretty easy to look up. I just looked up Joseph Ribkoff pleated top and I was able to find a very similar comp. We listed ours for $39.99 and it sold very quickly on an offer for $35.99. In general, I would keep your eye out for this brand. And moving on to some Poshmark sales, this is a Northern Isle. Honestly, brand doesn't matter. We just really like the print. And I'm always looking for really picturesque, really pretty sweaters. And so we took a chance on this one. It was also 100% wool. So regardless of brand, all of those factors combined, we decided to list this. We accepted an offer of $46. And I do highly recommend looking for unique sweaters like this. Typically, you can get between $40 and $50 if it's wool and if it's got a really good pattern. This was a pretty cool find. I found this hoodie at the bins, and I think a lot of people passed on it because it is a new age Nickelodeon hoodie that has the Reptar from Rugrats on it. But I remembered Rugrats being really popular, and so they had like a resurgence. So I looked this up and it was doing extremely well. This sold for my full asking price of $45. And again, this is just a new age Nickelodeon hoodie. So I would keep your eye out for stuff like this. Next is a Free People sweater. This was called the Ocean Drive sweater. We were able to look up the style number and figured out that it was called the Ocean Drive sweater. I am getting a lot more picky with Free People, but when it comes to sweaters during this time of the year, I do still like picking up sweaters in this brand. This one sold for $45. It is worth noting that I did find this new with tags. This is a Zara plaid pinafore mini dress. I was able to find out that style name by again looking up the style number on the inside, which is here on the tag. And this style is really popular. Some people call it an apron dress. And it's basically like this, and people like to wear sweaters and long sleeve t-shirts underneath of it. I think it's super cute, so I keep my eye out for this in lots of brands. This one was in Zara and it sold for $35. Next is this really pretty Torrid dress. Torrid is one of my all-time favorite brands to sell. This was a 3X and a substantial piece in this really gorgeous orange dress, and I think this color is also perfect for fall. This sold very quickly for $34. Here's another men's brand I've been bringing up a lot because it has a really good sell-through rate. It's Travis Matthew. I sell a lot of this brand, and I almost always pick it up as long as it's in good condition. Another one of those brands that doesn't sell for a ton but has a really good following, so you're going to get your money back quickly. This is just a polo Pima cotton shirt, and it sold for $25. This is a Counting Crows hoodie. Counting Crows is a band, and I love picking up sweatshirts and hoodies in bands. Even if I can't find a ton of comps on it, it always does well for me. This is just an extra large graphic hoodie. Again, the brand is Counting Crows. It was very unique, and I thought it had a good graphic, so I priced it high. This ended up selling for my full asking price for $65. This is a gorgeous Aztec snap fleece pullover by Patagonia that I recently found at a thrift store. I think we paid $4.39 for it. This was like practically brand new. We listed it pretty high. Maybe we could have priced it a little higher, but it sold almost immediately for full asking price of $59. This is a brand I love picking up, but especially if you have multicolor Aztec looking prints, definitely worth getting. And last but not least was this Athleta women's Brooklyn Luxe ankle pants. I'm very picky with Athleta, but what I like to do is look up the style number on the tags on the inside and then go from there. I did see that this was selling better on Poshmark, this particular style, than on eBay, so I did expect for it to sell on Poshmark, and I'm glad I picked it up because it did sell very quickly at $38. Alright guys, so that's it for what sold last week. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. If you're not already and you would like to be notified, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you when I make new content. Normally I'm making multiple videos a week, but as I said, I have been catching up, but back on track now, and hopefully some more thrift hauls coming your way as well as what sold videos. If you guys have any video suggestions, make sure to drop those in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.